introducing the dork. Now, the fundamental problem the dork is addressing is the fact that the university costs are rising. Competition is intensifying in the education system and the economy. Students are struggling to maintain a high GPA. So, how did we come up with a product that would address the problems? Well, we used to make study guides for our own personal use, and then we used to put them up in random places, but specifically our doors. And so, the modules, they basically pertain to the classes that we were taking, and the modules that we would be considering making would be put up inside of a dorm room door. So, how do we actually get the product? How does a student who's in his dorm get the product that we're producing? Well, they would create an account on our website or log in with Facebook, enter their current course schedule, hit generate poster, they would order their dork, they would install it on their dorm room door, and then they would just sit back, watch, and be amazed as their GPA just gets that little boost they always needed. What's the logic behind the dork? Well, we see that the most effective way to study is in short sessions spaced out over long periods of time. I mean, most college students, not me of course, spend the night before just cramming before the exam. Well, we all know that that's the wrong way to study, but no one ever does anything about it. But what the dork would be doing is addressing that problem specifically. You see, constant exposure to the course material will help fluid memory recall during exams. It's been shown by research that exposure to passive aids and higher test scores go hand in hand. Well, what about the market size? Well, if you look at it, there's 20 million kids, or actually I should say adults, that are college students in America at least. And over 2.5 million undergraduates live in dorms. So, if we were to estimate that over 1 million undergraduates live in dorms in their freshman year, then there's potentially a pretty large market for this dork. So where would our pilot program be? Well, we're looking right here at the University of Michigan. Here at U of M, we have 4,000 freshmen in dorms. The price range of each dork is between $20 to $30, and we've already calculated the cost for that. And so, what could we potentially make? Well, if we were to sell a dork to each individual student at the University of Michigan that is a freshman, we would make $120,000. So what does our business model look like? Well, we have a product that we're constantly going to be sharpening the look, the design, and the functionality. And we've already looked at the pricing of it, and we found out that if we were to produce in bulk, each poster, or I should say dork, because it's not just a poster, each dork would cost $20 to $30. What about the research and development? We've been interviewing professors and students to carefully determine information that should be placed on the modules. And so we're actually looking to get a study done and completed to show how effective the dorks are on GPA for college freshmen. So marketing and sales. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard to convince parents that are already paying so much for a kid's college tuition to just pay $20 that could improve their daughter or son's GPA greatly. And students obviously want to improve their GPA as well. And so now the time comes for the risks. Well, I mean, obviously there's people that are always going to be stealing any product that is made. And so our main risk would be people stealing our modules and redistributing them on a main scale, which actually we don't really see as a big risk because it costs a lot to print a poster that big with all that information. So we don't see how people can potentially be profiting from it. And so what about the universities? Like, we're using their dorm room doors. Would they have anything to say? Yeah, maybe, because sometimes they have fire rule drills and whatnot on the back of the doors. But at the same time, the university could see this as a very, very positive way to influence the students to get a better grade. So maybe they would do something about those rules that they put on the back of doors. And then there comes the social stigma that comes along with having something like the dork on your door. Well, if you're paying over $20,000 to attend a university, I'm almost certain that people calling you names that signify negative connotations about you being smart won't really affect you. Now we get into the partnerships. Well, obviously, we'd get into partnerships with the universities. Hopefully, we could sell them in campus stores and even in smaller universities that just want to have something like that can put them over the edge over other universities. We could have a partnership with a large company that prints posters in bulk. And one that we have been looking at in Ann Arbor is called All Hands On. We could have a partnership with local campus businesses, and we could basically sell the dork to them in a way where they could put advertisements on the bottom of the dork. And the team that is currently working on this is the CEO.
Hi, I'm David Fontenot. I'm majoring in business and engineering, and I've been working on the dork for since the beginning of the semester. I've been putting a lot of work into it as, this idea really developed between me and Paul. Originally we were just trying to figure out ways to study to get better grades, and then we thought, wow, this is actually working, let's share this with people. And, we talked to our friends about it. We got really great reception. People have even given us their emails, said, hey, whenever the dork comes out, we definitely are interested in purchasing it. So, email us and let us know if we can take a look at the product. And, I'm passionate about this product because if nothing else, if it boosts students' GPAs, if it gives them that little edge, then, that's everything. That's improving the education system even a little bit. Is a huge deal. And, I think this idea is very plausible. It won't even take too much startup costs. I mean, it would really depend on how much money we want to put into marketing. But I see a high opportunity for profit. There's an extremely high demand for products believed to boost GPA. I mean, study guides go for $25 to $100. I mean, very commonly pre-med students will buy the top-of-the-line books because they really need that top GPA. Tutors start at $20 an hour. And even drugs like caffeine cost upwards of $3 a day. Students need something that takes little to no effort on their part, has a sizable impact on their grades, and is affordable. And that something is the dork.